There is absolutely no one. No friends, no enemies, no disliked neighbors, and no worry about working to make a living. Everything belongs to you. All countries, all palaces, whatever you desire is right at your fingertips. Close your eyes and imagine that you are the only human being left on Earth. The entire planet is yours alone. What would it be like? One morning, the alarm goes off and you wake up. There is no one else at home. You start eating breakfast, thinking, they must have gone somewhere. But there is a strange silence. Outside, neither the sound of cars nor the voices of children playing in the street reach your ears. When you finish breakfast and want to check your social media accounts, you encounter something even stranger. No one has posted anything today. Absolutely no one. This shocks you deeply. It is time to go outside and see what is going on. However, the streets are completely empty. There is no one except cats and dogs, and now you realize you are the last person left on Earth. Of course, getting over this shock is not easy, but you wonder what could have happened. While thinking whether a virus wiped out all of humanity or if everyone agreed to play a prank on you, your first day alone in the world passes by. On the second day, you realize that this might not actually be so bad. Just imagine, you can immediately start driving any luxury car you see. You don't need to pay money for it. When you see a beautiful Mercedes, all you have to do is find which house the key is in. Once you go inside and grab the key, you can drive it until it runs out of gas and then just leave it behind. And your clothes are starting to get dirty, that's no problem at all. Just walk into any shopping mall, take whatever you like, and walk out. There are enough clothes to last a lifetime. You can be as extravagant as you want. Did you just notice you're getting a bit hungry? Then walk into the first supermarket you see and eat whatever your heart desires. All the food is yours now. However, be careful. The power might go out while you are inside. You wouldn't want to get trapped anywhere. Since there is no one left in a humanless world to regulate electrical currents and fix faults in the grid, the entire world will plunge into darkness within a few days. You had better gather all the candles and flashlights you can find because the lightless nights will feel much longer than before, and perhaps in this darkness, you will feel true loneliness for the first time. Since packaged foods will also begin to spoil very soon, you had better learn how to hunt. Fishing is a good option, but be careful. The wolves, wild boars, and bears around your city are now roaming the same streets as you. Although they might hesitate for a few months, since they no longer hear human voices, they will all start flooding into city centers. For this reason, break the windows of gun shops and take a few weapons with you. We wouldn't want you to become a meal.
To survive alone in the world, 3 things matter most: water, food, and shelter. Shelter is the easiest one. The most beautiful mansions and palaces are at your service. Walk into any one you like and enjoy yourself. No one will ask you what you are doing. If you get bored of your city, you can go wherever you want. After all, the whole world is yours. Perhaps there are holiday resorts you've always dreamed of seeing but never had the chance to visit. Jump into any car and hit the road. But remember, wherever you go, you are both the boss and the worker. There is no one to serve you. By the way, you are the only one on Earth. This means you can go into forbidden areas and take warplanes and bombs from secret military bases. Perhaps when you get bored of loneliness, you might want to bomb and destroy buildings you don't like just to add some excitement to your life. Wait a minute, did you hear that sound? A roar. What could it be in the middle of the city? According to research, in a world without humans, animals in wildlife parks and zoos will definitely find a way to escape due to hunger. This means that within a few months, lions, elephants, and even crocodiles will be roaming the same streets as you. You must always be cautious. However, since there are no humans, the presence of many animals everywhere will prevent predators from facing food shortages. Therefore, you won't be at the top of a lion's hunting list. You can rest easy for a little while longer. Have you noticed? You now have more energy than before and feel healthier. Since the factories that constantly pollute the atmosphere and the toxic gases from car exhausts are gone, your body functions much better, and there is no one around to pass a disease to you. But if you don't have first aid knowledge, even a small cut can quickly get infected and lead to terrible consequences.
For this reason, never leave your medical kit behind.
Actually, surviving in such a world is the easiest part.
The hard part is preserving your sanity. Because human consciousness is hardwired to live in groups and constantly communicate.
Not talking to anyone for days, weeks, or months might eventually cause you to start talking to yourself without realizing it.
Studies on people who spent long periods in solitary confinement in prisons showed that after a while, they began talking to human figures they drew on the walls. It is known that these people even gave names to these drawings and occasionally argued with them. Because humans are social creatures. Even the most introverted individual will feel the need to speak eventually. Today, there are people living alone on islands or in forests. They inevitably try to fulfill their need for socialization and companionship by getting a dog. Perhaps you too can get a dog in this world where you are left alone. It will be both a protector and a friend to you. In this life where you cannot use the internet because there is no electricity, you might want to travel the world to see if there is anyone else alive. Cars could work for this, but since it would take too much time, if you know how to operate them, a boat or any plane you want is at your command. With a fast, high-quality boat, you could sail around all the coastal cities of the world within a few years, searching for traces of humanity. Or, if you have pilot training, you have the chance to travel the world much faster in a small plane. However, keep this crucial point in mind. On our planet left out of human control, nuclear power plants could begin to explode within 10 years. Therefore, it is best not to enter cities with such dangerous locations. Each of these explosions could have a Chernobyl effect. According to experts, another vital element of surviving alone is protecting your psychology. And while doing this, paying attention to self-care. The fact that no one else is alive should not stop you from taking care of your body. Because a well-groomed appearance will give you positive energy, a passion for life, and self-confidence no matter where you are. If you neglect yourself and turn into a werewolf or a bearded woman, you might start living like animals by the end of your first year in a humanless world. Eating raw meat like wolves and hunting like them wouldn't be very pleasant. During World War II, it was observed that some prisoners who escaped from prisons in the vast steppes of Russia lived exactly like wolves after spending years in the forests. At the same time, after spending a long time in the world, it will be best not to trust tall buildings anymore. Since multi-story apartment buildings carry the risk of collapsing at any moment due to lack of maintenance, lower houses can protect you from a potential collapse. Furthermore, since there will be no one to check river dams, it will cause massive floods in rivers. If the house you choose is on a small hill rather than a flat plain, you will be protected from waking up to floodwaters one morning. Most importantly, who you are and where you came from must always be on your mind. If possible, visit the city where your life passed and the streets holding your memories frequently. Because in a life without technology, electricity, and communication with anyone, your mind can play tricks on you, and you might forget your past. Studies show that people who spent more than 10 years on a deserted island or in a forest forgot their past and their own lives. A human focused on staying afloat and surviving at every moment of the day will involuntarily begin to forget after a long time. Unless there are photos or people around to keep those memories alive. Return to the city you grew up in often. If you can't do this, carry your keepsakes with you. They will remind you that you are a human in the wild. In the end, you are left with only two choices. Either you find someone of the opposite sex while traveling the world and become the new Adam and Eve of humanity, or you can wait for death entirely alone in your shelter on this planet where you are left by yourself, with no one to tell about the places you've traveled or to show the photos you've taken.